Tasha Melody Show.
It's a Tough Melody Show, bitches!
The Tasha Melody Show.
Hey, this is Tach Melody, and you are tapped into season 2 of episode 8 of the Talk to the Melody Show. Tonight, I have a very special guest with me in the building. Can you please introduce yourself to our viewers?
My name is Anthony Gerard Horne, better known as the legendary Zulu King Cholly Rock, one of the first 11 Zulu Kings and a first generation B-boy, one of the pioneers of what today is known as hip hop.
Nice. So you said that you are a first generation B-boy and one of the original 11 members of the Zulu Kings. Can you tap into that a little bit for our viewers?
Okay, the Zulu Kings, which was the predecessor to the Universal Zulu Nation, as everyone knows about Africa Bambatas, was started by Africa Bambaataa and was originally 5 individuals known as the Zulu Masters. They were named William Henderson, better known as Ahmed, Arthur Jackson, better known as Aziz, Wilbur Reed, better known as Squirpy or Shaka, Vincent Stokes, better known as Kusa, and Jonathan Lanier, better known as Zambu. Those are the original 5. The additional ones were Monk, which is Terry Patterson, Daryl Powwow, who is the late Powwow of Soulsonic Force, Marcus Barnwell, I believe his last name was, who's also deceased, Marcus, 8, 9, Amin, Gerald Dinkins, Amin. I'm trying to remember who else besides, there's 2 more besides me. I mean, 1 more besides me. Okay, but I make the 11th.
Right.
I make the 11th. Yes.
And so you were made a member by Africa Bambaataa himself.
Yes, I
How
was. Yes, I was.
experience for
After how you joined the Zulu Kings is that you actually had to audition. An audition was that you had to dance, break dancing in that days, b-boying against one of the original 5. And I danced against Zambu, who was known as the African Prince. I did my thing, and Bambaataa was there, and he himself made me a Zulu King. Actually, what happened, it was 2 guys, myself and a brother named Dwayne, and we both auditioned together at a party in Junior High School 123, which was one of the meccas of the beginnings of hip hop, the early stomping grounds of hip hop, or what came to be known as hip hop. This was in 1976.
Wow.
And me and him danced, and when they pointed to him, he said he's a Shaka Zulu, which was one of the other groups of the Zulu Kings from the Zulu Nation, rather, founded by Wade Lewis. And when they pointed at me, they said, "What about him?" And Bambaataa's exact words were, "Are you kidding? He's a Zulu King." And that's how it happened.
So let me ask you this, Cholly Rock. Do you still have some of your moves?
I can barely walk, let alone dance. So those who are there know about it, and those who weren't, you have to take the word. There's many eyewitness accounts, so I'm who I am.
Yes. So, how was the whole B-boy and MC era for you and that whole experience?
Well, obviously, I was much younger. I was 16 years old. First started into it when I was 14, and just starting into it, it was a lot of fun. It wasn't all peace, love, unity, and having fun, as they say. It was during the waning era of the gang era. I was a baby spade, as were which was a part of the Black Spades, which was at that time the largest black street gang in New York, and primarily located in the Bronx, founded in the Bronx in Bronxdale houses, and I was a member. And most of us who were original Zulu Kings were either members of the Baby Spades or affiliated with the Baby Spades at that time, you
Mm.
know.
Yeah.
And what started in Bronxville projects grew into other areas of the Soundview area, then into other parts of the Bronx, then starting in Harlem, and eventually it grew into the Universal Zulu Nation, which was at its height, apex worldwide.
Mm. That's dope.
Yes.
Yeah. So can you also tap into being a part of the legendary Bambado's Soulsonic
Soulsonic Force.
and
Okay.
that
I
how
was an MC originally
mm-hmm,
with a crew called Superior Force. My
mm-hmm,
childhood friend Glenn Ferguson,
mm-hmm.
he was the DJ for it.
Okay.
And DJ Mastermind. He actually became a part of the Zulu Nation family at one time afterwards,
Mm-hmm,
with me, along, as I brought him in. But I was his original MC. And back in those days, the MC relied more on vocal timbre. So we had baritone voices. So the way I sound now is the way
mm-hmm.
I sounded at 14 or 15 years old.
Oh
I
wow.
had a deep voice change. And
Yeah.
so it was like we all sounded like the radio MCs back in those days.
Mm-hmm.
Frankie Crocker, Hank Spann, Jerry Bledsoe. So we had, yes indeed, baby doll, you got the voice of the original Zulu King, Charlie Alvarez, CK Rock. That kind of thing.
Right.
Okay? And we all sounded like that. And it
Mm-hmm.
was like that until Melly Mel and the three MCs, that was Flash's crew,
Mm-hmm.
they started with the nursery rhyme style, which is the style that held on and became, of course, the part of the rap industry.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how that whole thing evolved.
Right. And one of your famous songs is that song Flash.
Cash Money by Cholly Rock and the Avenue B Boogie
Yes,
Band. Yes, it could
yes,
be. You can Google it. It
yes,
is me.
yes.
That is me. That
And
is me
also
at the age of 20.
that I'm definitely gonna Google that though. I'm
Yep, you can.
definitely
Google it. Charlie spelled Cholly.
okay. Yeah.
Okay.
And where can our viewers follow you and tap into you? And because you are definitely a legend within your own right. So if anybody wanted to do a history on you, where can
Well, I
our
have a Wikipedia page
okay.
there, and
Mhm.
also on Facebook, Anthony Gerard Mood-Horne. That's my Facebook page.
Okay.
If they want to touch base with me,
Most
but
definitely.
also they should look forward to me in appearing in the series TONY Top of New York, a
Yep.
Michael Stephen Paul crime drama series.
Yes.
So let's talk about that. Yeah.
Yes, yes. But we're definitely going to get into that a little bit later on. So moving forward, right? Because you had a very colorful career. So moving
Yes.
forward, you were also a teacher in New York as well, a professor.
Yes, I had over a 30-year career in public health and human services
Mm-hmm.
as a trainer with CAI Incorporated, where we trained health and human service professionals. So I
Mm-hmm.
traveled around the country and the U.S. Virgin Islands, St. Croix and St. Thomas,
Mm-hmm.
training health and human service professionals on a variety of public health topics. My area of expertise being HIV,
Mm-hmm.
substance abuse,
Mm-hmm.
motivational interviewing, stages of change, which is the trans theoretical model
Mm-hmm.
of behavior change. So
Mm-hmm.
all of those various things.
Yes,
Yeah,
and
that.
definitely.
And
So,
also had a career
mm-hmm.
in the New York City public school system as part of it, working under the aegis of the Children's Aid Society.
Nice,
And I
nice,
was training the Michael Carrera at Promise Health and Human Service curriculum for
nice.
middle school and high school students.
Yes. So let me ask you a quick question, taking it back, because I always like to ask this question, because
Certainly.
you were deeply rooted in the culture. How would you compare music from back then and how it is now?
Well, once the rap game entered into it, right,
Mm-hmm.
it became commercialized. Then
Mm-hmm.
it became a business. See,
Mm-hmm.
I'm in it before it was a business. It's funny because we've had a long thread very recently in the last couple of days about
Mhm.
MCs, those of us who MC before records.
Mhm.
Okay, and I'm one of them. Okay,
Mhm.
so we pioneered the genre of recorded rap. Okay, and once it became a business, and once especially the introduction of West Coast gangster rap,
Mhm.
which more exposed the, for lack of a better term, violent or more street oriented elements of our culture, then it became a business. Those individuals who wanted to exploit it exploited it for financial gain and
Mhm.
introduced the violent elements into it. And now you've had it move very much into that violent element, drill music and
Yeah.
drill rap, where people bragging about killing people, making illegal money. And
Mhm.
I've lived that life. Don't get it twisted. I have lived that life. All right, the street life I've lived. I've been immersed in it. When I
Mhm.
was a teenager, as I told you, I was a gang member and got into the hustling aspect of it, drug selling and all those different things. And I mean on a large scale at one time in my early pre-crack era, in the heroin era. So I know the street life. And no way in hell will we have ever bragged about our criminal activity
Mhm.
on social media. I mean, social media didn't exist.
Right.
You
That's.
know, you have to remember that.
Mhm.
But no way would we have bragged about this and that and the other and criminal activity and killing people. And they're actually making records about it.
Mhm.
And so, it's gone in a more ominous and darker direction. That's what I would say.
Yeah. And what advice would you give young teenagers and viewers that's going to be looking at your interview, and if they want to get into the industry, what advice would you give them?
Well, now there's a lot of money to be made in the industry.
Mhm.
Stay true to yourself. Do
Mhm.
not try to emulate a lifestyle that is not yours, because that's some of them. So that those of you who are in that lifestyle, get out while you still have your life and your health.
Mhm.
Okay, and this is from somebody who has lived it.
Okay.
Okay, I'm not one of those people who is a young person who's an old man preaching to you. I've lived that life. I've seen people get murdered. I know the life well. Get out of it while you can.
Yes.
Okay? Get out of it while you can. If you've made some money and it's just not profitable in that way anymore, but if you have made some money,
Mhm.
take that money and put it into some kind of legal pursuit. Okay? Those of you who want to get into the music industry, get into the business end of it, know
Mhm.
the business end of it.
Mhm.
None of us, us early on did not understand the business end of it. Many people that
Mhm.
were in it got robbed. One of
Mhm.
my close friends is the first female MC of hip hop, Sha
Mhm.
Rock. Okay, you may know her from Us Girls fame with Sha
Yeah.
Rock, Lisa Lee, and
Yeah.
Debbie D. But Lisa Lee and Sha Rock were in it in the beginnings, like I was.
Mhm.
Okay, and I am telling you, Sha had to sue. She's going through a lot, and she could tell you. Lisa could tell you, and a lot of the people could tell you.
Mhm.
Uh, you know, a lot of people who had business savvy took
Yeah.
advantage of us young people at that time. You know, I was hustling. I was into selling drugs. When I came to the studio, I had money in my pocket, like about $1,500 in my pocket, but it
Mhm.
was all through illegal activity. So I
Mhm.
wasn't worried about any of that, and I was just thinking about girls and everything. Like Barry Gordy once said, all he was interested in was making records, making some money, and getting some girls.
Mhm.
That's all I was interested in at that time. And the
Mhm.
money aspect of it, I didn't even think about that at the time because I
Right.
was making money doing other things. And had I known better, I'd have done better.
Mhm.
And I'm a very spiritual person,
Mhm.
for many reasons. I've survived a lot of things, you know, drug addiction, been clean many years, over almost 35 years of uninterrupted clean time, and
Amen.
very serene. And, you know, if I'd have known better, I'd have done better. But at the same time, as they say in Islam, even though I'm not Islamic, I'm spiritual,
Mm-hmm.
everything is predestined, preordained.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? And, you know, we live the script, whether we know it or not. And I was left to survive for a reason,
Yes.
you know, and I was blessed. And if I was meant to be a major star and all of that stuff, that's
Mm.
what would have happened. That wasn't God's will for me.
Wise
That
words.
wasn't God's plan for me, and I accept that.
Yes, yes. Wise words to live by.
Yes,
Thank you.
understand that.
Yes.
So, those of you who are pursuing it, have a backup plan.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we have enough. Like I said, you hear all the time now. Our young black teens want to be basketball players or rappers. Even some of the greatest, and I used to play ball. I tore my ACL,
Mm-hmm.
but some of the greatest ball players never even sniffed the pros. Okay, and we have enough rappers. We need more doctors,
Mm.
lawyers, business people. If you want to get into the music end, you stand a far better chance being an entrepreneur in the
Mm.
music industry as opposed to an artist. So I would pursue that. Get your education. Okay? I hold a master's degree
So
with
do I.
honors, summa cum laude. I hold a master's degree
Oh,
from
oh, you
Lincoln
are a cum
University.
laude?
Huh?
I'm a cum laude too. Yeah.
Okay, yes, from Lincoln University. Hail, hail, Lincoln.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I have a degree. I have an education. So, well, along with all that street stuff, I
Mm.
have an academic background as well,
Yep.
and that served me well because when the bottom fell out and all the craziness, when it ended, I had something to fall back on.
Exactly.
Okay, so yeah,
Yeah.
so that's what I say. Stay in school.
Yes. So moving forward, how
Yes.
how did you get into film and acting then?
Actually, that happened through a close friend of mine,
Mm-hmm.
Michelle White, who was also a cast member of TONY, Top of New York, and Michael Stephen Paul crime drama series. He likes for me to say the entire, that's the way he likes it, and that's what I do. So she is one of the cast members. She plays Miss B,
Okay.
who is a drug queen pin. I
Mm-hmm.
play the role of Cue Ball, who is her top lieutenant. And she is the one who actually got me into it. She introduced me to Mikey J at the premiere of a documentary that I was a part of as a
Okay.
member of the Black Spades. It's a documentary on the Black Spades. And
Oh.
it was premiered at the Magic Johnson Theater in Harlem.
Mm-hmm.
And I met Mikey J there. And she said, I think Charlie would be good for this part.
Mm-hmm.
And so it happened that I auditioned. And, sometimes you realize that you have a calling and a knack for something that
Mm-hmm.
you never really noticed that you had. And I guess I had a natural acumen for it, you
Mm-hmm.
know? So
Yeah.
that's how I got into it.
Yes.
Yeah.
And how do you get into character into your role?
Well, like I said, I've lived a lot of that life.
Mm-hmm.
So although I don't live it anymore,
Mm-hmm.
I can easily tap into past experiences to
Mm-hmm.
get in the role. You know, it's easy for me to do that. You know, sort of method acting, as you will, maybe.
Hmm. So with that being said, Charlie, so what's next for you? Do you plan on pursuing acting in like the longevity of it, or what's
Well,
next?
I'm in the twilight of life these days.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm a man of a certain age,
Mm-hmm.
and who knows what the future holds for me. I
Yeah.
wouldn't mind that. I certainly wouldn't mind that.
Okay.
I will say to you that I am writing a screenplay as we speak.
Oh.
Yeah, that's something that popped into my head one day, so I'm writing one.
Mm-hmm.
And perhaps one day you'll maybe interview me about that. Who
Yeah,
knows?
you keep me posted on that.
I certainly will. I certainly will.
All right. So, what do you want the world to know about you before we end?
That I have lived a very colorful life. By the grace of God,
Amen.
I've survived it.
Mm-hmm.
And if you don't understand God's grace, there's God's will, God's favor, and God's grace. God's grace is the things that our higher power has allowed us to get away with. Totally unmerited, undeserved blessings.
Mm.
And I've received many of them. And I am eternally grateful for those things. And
Amen.
it's allowed me to be able to call upon a lot of life experience in my professional and personal life, as
Mm-hmm.
well as my spiritual life. So
Okay.
this is the next chapter of it.
Yes. Yes.
And I've
Now,
been blessed and highly favored in that regard.
yes. And you also stated, I read that you also met your biological family.
Yes, 5 years ago, yes.
Yes.
That's where the mood comes from. My
Yes.
biological last name is actually Mood.
Mm-hmm.
And my mother had me at 14 years old. It was a different
Mm-hmm.
time, obviously. And
Mm-hmm.
so this is dedicated also to the memory of my biological mother, Betty Ann Mood, and
Mm-hmm.
dedicated to the memory of the woman who raised me as her son, Edna Mae Louise Horne.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Are there any shout outs you would like to give before?
A shout out to my TONY Top of New York cast, Mikey J, Michael Stephen Paul, his
Mm-hmm.
wife Bella Ray,
Nice.
all of my cast and crew members, my Black Spade family, Spade Power, Spade Love, and also to a woman who I love deeply. Her name is Geneva Broadus, and
Okay.
we've lost contact for whatever reasons,
Mm-hmm.
but I will love her eternally. And I know she probably doesn't hear any of this. So Geneva Broadus, my twin, I call her that because we share the same birthday. Many
Nice.
years apart, but the same birthday, May 24th.
Okay.
And I love her much, and I always will.
Yes. So thank you so much for joining me tonight on the Talk to the Belly show and for allowing me to be able to tell your story. Okay, so we definitely will be tapped in with you and also looking forward to the season premiere. And can you let our viewers know where that's where they can view the show when it
Um, it hasn't come out yet, but in
when it comes?
2026, and
Yes.
some of the platforms that we know are going to happen us is
Mm-hmm.
Roku
Okay.
and Amazon Prime.
Okay.
Okay, so be looking forward to that. TONY, Top of New York, a Michael Stephen Paul crime drama series coming to you soon. Look
Right.
for it in 2026. We're having as you know, our trailer release and rap party this Saturday, September 13th. Tickets are still available, $20. Okay? Go online on Facebook. You can see the post and it will tell you how to purchase tickets. Okay? It's going to be in the Bronx and it's going to be smoking. As
Okay.
Don Cornelius, as the late Don Cornelius from the legendary Soul Train fame, it's all going to be a stone gas, honey.
So with that being said, my viewers, thank you so much for joining me tonight on the Talk to the Melody show. And
It was an honor and a privilege. Thank you.
thank you. Take care and
You take care and God bless your audience and everybody.
you as well. Thank you.
You're
All right.
welcome.
The Tasha Melody Show. The Tasha Melody Show. The Tasha Melody Show.
It's a Talk Melody Show, bitches.
The Tasha Melody Show. The Tasha Melody Show.
show,
The
bitch.
Tasha Melody Show. The Tasha Melody Show. The Tasha Melody Show. The Tasha Melody Show.
It's the Talk Melody Show, bitch.
The Tasha Melody Show.